Welcome back to my channel. My name is Pia, and today's discussion are 5 reasons why taking a leap of faith is worth it. So first and foremost, we are discussing self-love, and at the root of it is that we need to take care of ourselves. So taking a leap of faith can often be the way that you take care of yourself because you're removing yourself from a situation that is often toxic and overwhelming, and maybe you just can't take it anymore. And usually we're pushed to the limits before we will take a leap of faith. So one of the areas are relationships. We try to figure out, should we stay or should we go? Or should we even pursue it any further, like in the beginning stages, right? Because we know that this is a big part of our lives, our relationships, and we get comfortable in them. And sometimes we are weighing the cost of staying or going, and sometimes it's just eating away at us. So the second area in where people might take a leap of faith is with finances. So you know that if you need a new car, I'm just using this as an example, but if you need a new car, a lot of times it's a leap of faith if your current one breaks down or you just don't want to put any more money into it. So it's a matter of, okay, I'm just going to take the leap of faith and spend the money or go into debt and you worry about how you're going to make it later, and when somehow it always works out. So that's the beauty of taking a leap of faith. The third area is when it comes down to business or job. And depending on where you stand, we'll just use a job, for example, because most likely if you come across this material, you might be in a job. I don't know. But either way, in business and in employment, there can be very toxic situations, and it's always challenging to get out of it because we rely on jobs a lot of times to take care of us, to pay bills and just keep things going, and for our overhead. But you also know that if you stay in it, it can kind of make life miserable. And sometimes taking a leap of faith will help you move forward, right? Because sometimes you don't know what to do. You don't have the ability to necessarily go into something, but in the meantime, it might be eating away at you so much that it's not even worth it to stay there and destroy yourself. So my five reasons that it may be worth it to do it, and I'm going to start with number 5. Number 5 is that chances are you are going to discover that you had a talent or just some sort of opportunity that shows up for you when you take a leap of faith that never would have happened had you stayed in the job or if you stayed in the other toxic situation. So that's number 5. Number 4 is that when you do it and you're successful, you end up asking yourself, why didn't I do this sooner? Or I just should have done this because this feels so much better, and it just ends up being better for your life and your circumstances that you were like, wow, I could have just done this before. So that's the benefit, is that things do unfold when when you're kind of out there hanging on a limb, relying on the universe to take care of you, which is really the best way because it kind of flows easier. Number 3 is that you will have inevitable growth because you're going to be outside of your comfort zone. And there's something about being outside of your comfort zone. It just makes you move differently. It makes you work harder. It just makes you more focused because you don't really have room for error. And so you're focused and you end up having significant growth. Number 2 is you get to discover more of yourself and your talents, and I believe that you grow into a more confident individual, right? That's the benefit of taking a leap of faith, because sometimes when you're in a toxic situation, it eats away at your confidence. It eats away at like the fiber of your soul, where you feel like, oh, you just can't do it anymore. meaning going to the same toxic situation. So, and ultimately, number one, the main reason why taking a leap of faith is worth it is because you free yourself. You free yourself from the toxic situation. And while it might be scary, you still get to have that major sigh of relief when you choose yourself, when you choose your well-being over paying bills. And I'm not saying to quit your job. I'm just saying why taking a leap of faith is worth it. You're not going to be unique in doing it. Sometimes you just have to make changes to make it work, but it's just an option. It's an option. You know, you can take calculated risks, but ultimately at the root of self-love is we have to take care of ourselves. I said that before earlier in the video, but it's the truth. So that is why I recommend it. I recommend it. And I say that because I've done it a lot of times in my life. I have had to just save myself. I was a single mom, still am, but when I was a younger single mom, things were hard. It was really hard doing everything yourself. And if you had a toxic job, like I did, I had a toxic job. I had toxic jobs, and I just had to save myself so that I could be available to my child. And somehow things always came together. And I was in a position where I really wasn't, I guess you could say I couldn't take the risk, or I couldn't afford the risk, but I knew that at the root of it, I had to take care of myself. Otherwise, I was just miserable, and it's just not worth being miserable. So that's my take on it. I just wanted to put that out there. It was on my heart. I've been trying to make this video for several days, and everything just kind of got in the way, and I didn't promise to be consistent, but that's something that I'm just quietly doing, you know, because I've made promises on here before, and I'm not promising anymore. Like I said, I'm just showing up and doing my best to do so. So when I make more videos and I have like some decent content in here, and I've got like a good amount, then I will make the bigger promises, or like I'm here and expand. But I invite you to watch me on the journey of doing this, because it is worth it. It is totally worth it to pursue your self-love, because no one else's love is more important than the love that you have for yourself. That's all I'm going to say for today. I thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video.